Hey everyone, in this video we'll be playing around with the image control in our .NET MAUI project. So here we'll be first of all discussing about the HTTP URL and HTTPS URL image source for our image control in our .NET MAUI, and then we'll be playing around with the GIF images and the local images inside our resources folder images section, where we'll be adding all the images. So we'll be all together playing around with the image control in .NET MAUI. So let's get started with the video to learn more about the image control. Let's get started with the blank .NET MAUI application at first. So here we'll just select the .NET MAUI project, and you can set the location of the source of this project to anywhere as you like. So whenever my first .NET MAUI application loads, then I will be navigated to main page.xml. So here I'll just remove all the codes so that we are going to use image control, and we'll be using source property to call our local image at first. Then we'll be slowly moving towards other properties like image caching as well as HTTP as well as HTTPS source control. So here you can see our the first page, that is our app shell, is going to be loaded whenever our application starts. So here this is the wrapper which wraps our main page to load. So here you can see the content template will be the main page. So yeah, this main page is going to be called at the first time whenever our application starts. So here we'll be playing around with all the controls. So let's run the application at first. Let's wait for some time. So here our application is loaded, and you can see the title is home. So for our main page, we just want to change the title of our home page to image UI. You can see this is the only code that we really need. So here the image is the tag that we'll be using, and at first our main priority is to load the image at center of our screen. So vertical option as center. So here I'll just drag it to a little bit right. So here I'll just take the source property and take our image from the resources. This is the default image that we'll be using at first, and we'll be slowly moving towards other source property like HTTPS as well as HTTP image, and along with the caching strategy too. So here I have just taken the image source and along with the extension I need to add, and in order to get our image to be displayed, we just need to reload as of now, but later I think hot reload should work, and it should get our image displayed instantly. Alright, so here you can see we got our beautiful local image displayed from our local resources folder of our project. Now it's time to load our HTTPS image. So here at first we'll be taking any of the image, and here you can see I'll just select any image using the tool and then CCL license, and here we'll just select any of the image. So here if we go and right click on open link in new tab, then we'll get the images. So we'll just copy that image link and then paste it inside the sources of our image control. So it should load and display the image instantly. So here you can see we have loaded our HTTPS image, and along with that we can just save that same image to our local folder. So let's remove the whole extension and then save it and give it a name as the beautiful flower, and then save it. So we'll just take that whole file name, that is beautiful flower, and paste it inside the images folder. Let's stop the debugging. So open this tab. Here you can just debug and stop debugging too, and here from both the places you can stop the debugging of the application. So now what we are going to do is we are going to drag and drop the image inside the images folder. So I'll just move that whole ID to the right side and then drag and drop the image inside the images folder. That's all. Now we can take the image sources directly. So here the property of the image should be MAUI image, and here inside the images sources we'll just paste the file name, that is our beautiful flower.jpg, and that's enough for the loading of our resources image that is placed inside the images folder of our shared project. So here we'll again try to load and run our application and then see the resulting output, whether it provides us the correct output or not. Great, we got as expected output. Now we can take again the URL and I'll just show it to you the image caching functionality. First of all, let's take the URL and then let's align our whole code so that it looks a little bit readable. So we can just reformat this image control and provide the image source as like this too, that is image.source, and here we can take the URI image source and put the URL for that image control. So here you can see the image source control and then the URI property. So here I'll be adding the source code, that is our source URL for our URI image source, and we can just remove the source property from the image itself. And now here inside the URI image source we have another feature, that is the caching property, and this is really important whenever you are making some industry level application where you want the URI image to be loaded and then to be cached for like 1 hour. Here you can see I have just put it for a hour, and then now the major problem the .NET MAUI developer is going to face is loading the HTTP URLs. So here you can see we have HTTPS, that's why it is loading. If I remove S, then now the HTTP URL does not load. That means it is not secured, that's why it does not load. So it is inbuilt in our Android as well as iOS not to load the unprotected link. So at first let's go to the platform, it's not properties, it's platform, and then go to the Android and then manifest.xml. so here we'll just go to the Android manifest.xml and then double click it. So here inside the application there we should add one line of code, that is the HTTP clear text for our Android. So let's add Android clear text traffic, then we'll just set it to true so that we can load our HTTP URLs. So but better to use HTTPS URLs whenever you are accessing the site. So that is enough for loading the HTTP URLs. Now it's time to configure our iOS too. So here inside the info.plist we'll just go and then right click on it and then open with. Here there is something called as the XML Text Editor. I'll just open that, and if you are using Mac then don't worry about anything. I'll just go to debug and stop debugging. Yeah, so you need to open it with the text editor, that is your info.plist file. So right click on that file and then open it with the text editor, and here at first we'll just search for app transfer security in our Xamarin iOS. So here you can see the app transfer security for Xamarin.ios. We'll just get a link and then we'll just go to the bottom of the whole page, that is our site, and here we'll just will not use this, and you will just use this line of code and paste it inside the info.plist file that we have just now opened. So here if we paste it then it should work, that is our HTTP URL should now load on both Android and iOS, and we are going to close it and then see if we can load the HTTP URL from our Android or not. So let me run the application. So let's wait for some time. So here we have already HTTPS URL. We can just remove the yes from it whenever our application loads. So let it load at first. Yeah, it loaded, and if I remove the s from it then that's good, right? So we got our HTTP URL loaded. So that is it for our HTTP as well as HTTPS URL load. Now let's load the GIF image on our .NET MAUI project. So I'll just search for GIF boy cartoon. You can just search for any of the GIF images which have animation properties. So inside the images, I can take any of the GIF images. You can just save it to your local images folder too. So I'll just take that image and then save open image into a new URL. I'll just save images. Also we can just save it to your images folder directly. So I can just give it any name as I like. Then you can just put the URL too. So I'll just copy the URL because I don't want to save that as of now. You can just save it to your images folder too, and then get the your image name. So here you can see our URI image source loads the images, but here the animation is not playing. So we are going to now I'll just comment that line of code because that is only for loading the image from the URIs. So here I'll just open the image tag where I'll give the source of the GIF, and here you can see I have another property named for our image. If is the animation playing, then you can see is animation playing equals true, is going to play the GIF image. So that's all for this tutorial now. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep in touch for next tutorials.